Well, as everyone knows, we are getting ever closer to the 2026 midterm elections. And you would think by now, the Republican Party, while not fully unified and still dealing with some divisions, at the bare minimum, would finally begin to turn their attention towards the Democrat Party. And thankfully, for the most part, yeah, we are seeing most Republicans stay in line and trying to do everything they can to beat the Democrats in November. But that doesn't mean every single Republican is trying to be a team player. Obviously, we have the Thomas Masseys of the world, MTG, these other people. They would rather throw a temper tantrum over, well, all the nonsense they've been pushing for this entire year. But really, I would argue they're not even the worst examples. Yes, it's very stupid and crazy, but hey, we're talking about MTG and Thomas Massey. At least Massey, he lost re-election already. So he's gone. MTG, same thing. She resigned in January. So yeah, they're stupid and they're crazy for pushing that shit, but whatever. Their opinions really don't matter and they're not going to really impact the race that much. The same cannot be said about Max Miller out of Ohio. Now, let's be clear. I'm not saying that Max Miller is pushing the shit that MTG or Massey are pushing, but his actions, I would argue, are far more damaging to the GOP than what Massey, MTG, Tucker Carlson, these other people, what they're doing. And the simple reason being, Max Miller is actually running for re-election. And he's in a seat where I think right now, if he stays in the race, which it looks like he's going to, he is going to get absolutely crushed in. And we're not talking about a Trump plus 1 seat. No, this is like a Trump plus 15 seat. And Max Miller, I think right now, he gets obliterated. Yeah. Not because it's going to be this historic blue tsunami. No, it's because Max Miller might be one of the biggest pieces of shit to ever serve in Congress. Max Miller appeared to let a crucial Saturday withdrawal cutoff pass in Ohio's 7th District, effectively closing the Republicans' last practical window to replace the embattled incumbent on the November ballot. And this right here should tell you everything about this guy. This guy is dealing with some really bad scandals. And listen, is there a chance he could technically be not guilty? Sure. Though he's admitted to some very bad stuff, the allegations are getting worse by the day, but still, there is that chance he is completely innocent. But even then, why the hell would you put everyone through this mess? You know it's going to be a complete shit show for the next couple of months, and you should know that's probably going to impact you politically. And you're not in like Wyoming where it's R plus 70. No, you're in an R plus 10 seat, which should be safe Republican regardless. But these scandals are so bad and you're dealing with so much of it. Just drop out. Okay, you're innocent. Okay, yeah, you might be innocent, but dude, you should still drop out at the end of the day. Be a team player. Everybody's telling you, you gotta go. Bernie Moreno obviously is saying, fuck you. Jim Banks is saying it. And basically everybody in the Republican Party, they're trying to force this guy out of here because they know if he stays in the race, they're fucked. A district that favors Republicans has suddenly become a potential Democrat pickup as the GOP fights to preserve its narrow House majority. And Ohio law gave party leaders no room to replace Miller without his cooperation. And that's the big stink going on here. The only way to force him out of the race was for him to drop out himself. It doesn't matter what the Republican Party said. It doesn't matter. If he stays in the race, there is absolutely nothing anybody can do about it. It's insane. It's stupid. I get that, but that's a law. If Max Miller wants to stay in the race, he can stay in the race. And he will be the Republican nominee unless something absolutely absurd happens in the next, what, like 3 hours? So yeah, more than likely, he's going to be the nominee. There's no way he's going to drop out in the next, again, it's like 4 or 5 hours. Even then, there are some people saying they already lost the opportunity to force him out. You get the point. This guy should have dropped out immediately. When the scandal dropped, he should have dropped out, gave Republicans a chance to pick somebody different. But no, he can't even do that. He has to play these games. And his spokesperson is saying that he will stay in the race no matter what happens, despite domestic abuse allegations. Nope, I'm staying in the race because I say so. Really? Aren't you supposed to be a team player? Seriously, you know you're screwed. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows you're going to get killed. If you cared so much about Trump's agenda and trying to get the MAGA policies through, why don't you just drop out of the race and give somebody that has a real chance of winning, and really most people would win, give them an opportunity to win. And don't let Democrats take what should be a safe Republican seat because you're egotistical, you're a nutcase, you're a shitty person, whatever it is. Just drop out. But no, Max Miller, he is saying he's not only staying in the race, he just announced on Friday he would loan his own campaign $1 million. This right here should tell everybody that even he knows financially he's screwed. The Republican Party, they're not going to spend a dime on this guy. They don't want to, especially with the scandals, but politically, I just think he's screwed. I don't think there's a point in spending any kind of money on this race. Just drop out. The fact that you have to give yourself a loan of this size, why? Even you realize you're not going to get money from anybody. So what is the point? Miller faces allegations of domestic abuse from his ex-wife, Emily Moreno, the daughter of Senator Bernie Moreno. And this right here is why I think no matter what happens, he's not going to get any support from the GOP. You have Bernie Moreno, the current senator of Ohio. His daughter got abused by this piece of shit. His granddaughter got abused also, allegedly. Again, this is all alleged. But this moron admitted that, yeah, he threw water at his wife. Yeah, he took stuff from his daughter. But oh, it was all for fun and games. Seriously? You're going to admit that to the whole world. And your defense is, well, I wasn't being serious about it. Really? It just, I cannot get over this. And Max Miller, he has a long history of the same shit. You have a former White House press secretary he dated accused of the same thing, of abuse and really bad stuff. So this piece of shit has a long history of engaging in domestic violence, illegal drug use, which again, he admitted to that too. Yeah, I take drugs, but don't worry, not the hardcore stuff. You're full of shit. What is the plan here? There is nobody that's going to back you if you really cared about trying to save the seats for the GOP and trying to win it. Just drop out. You allegedly care about that, then why don't you drop out? He won't, because he's a pile of shit. Somebody like Max Miller, people like this should not be anywhere near politics. Ignore the political stuff for a second. This guy has a long history of horrific allegations. But what makes this one more absurd and just horrific is how credible they are. And the fact that he is just casually admitting, yeah, I did a lot of this bad stuff, but oh, it was for fun. It was a joke. Really? And then he releases documents and he's accidentally exposing his wife's address, apparently released some pictures of his daughter. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Your defense is basically admitting to doing everything, but somehow that's going to make people forget that you did all this stuff? Seriously? And like Axios reported in this article, that shitty video he made last week saying, I didn't do any of these things. All it did was bring more attention to the scandal because he admitted to like half the shit that he was alleged doing. Just, oh, he did it for fun. It was not serious. It was nothing dumb. It's just, wow. Wow, wow, wow. At this point, listen, I really believe Max Miller should lose. I don't care if a Democrat wins. At this point, let the Democrat win. If Max Miller wants to play these games and stay in the race because he's an egotistical nutcase, let him. Let him burn through all of his money. Let him destroy everything here. Why not? You're not going to win the seat anyways. Who cares? The only way we're going to win this seat is somehow forcing Max Miller out of the race. And that's not going to happen. It's just crazy to think that this pile of shit is actually going through with this. But honestly, I shouldn't be surprised whatsoever. This pile of crap in 2023, for those that don't know, he got a Christian woman fired in Ohio from a pro-life group because she said, there's no hope for any of us outside of having faith in Jesus Christ alone. That's all she said. And this is how Max Miller responded. This is one of the most bigoted tweets I've ever seen. Deleted Lizzie. Religious freedom in the United States applies to every religion. You have gone too far. Yeah. And by the way, Max Miller is not Christian. So this guy, he threw a temper tantrum because somebody said an extremely common Christian belief, and she got fired like 5 minutes later. Now, we don't know for sure if Max Miller caused that, but let's be honest here. Everybody knows that Max Miller got her fired because she was a Christian and said this. Seriously? I never liked Max Miller in the first place for crap like this. He was doing shit like this for years. But now, what's the point of backing him? This guy is a pile of crap. He should be nowhere near Congress. I don't care if a Democrat wins. You know what? At this point, I hope the Democrat wins a seat. He should get embarrassed and forever thrown out of politics. Seriously, why are you still here? You should have dropped out. This was your opportunity to drop out. You had your chance weeks ago. Now, when you get killed in November, who are you going to blame? You're going to blame everybody because, oh, it's a grand conspiracy? No, it's your fault. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.